Good evening, and welcome to the 2025 Senior Recognition Night for Soccer and Cross Country. These young men and women have been integral parts of their respective programs for the past 4 years, and we are thankful for their commitment to their teams and wish them the best of luck in the future, and they will certainly be missed next year. First, we will recognize our 2025 boys soccer seniors. Our first senior is Maxwell Benjamin Anretter. Max is the son of Mary and Dr. Michael Anretter and has attended Joplin area Catholic schools since fifth grade. Max is involved in soccer, basketball, track, baseball, cross country, golf, Scholar Bowl, and National Honor Society. When asked what he likes best about attending Macaulay Catholic, he said the brotherhood that is created from being in a small school. Max's future plans are to attend the University of Arkansas and major in biomedical engineering. Max's favorite memory of playing soccer for NHCA is the trip to state last year with his teammates. Maxwell Anretter. Our second and final soccer senior is Benjamin Jeffrey Schumacher. Ben is the son of Brian and Judah Schumacher and has attended New Heights since kindergarten. Ben is involved in soccer and basketball. When asked what he likes best about NHCA, Ben said the awesome teachers and his friends. Ben plans to play soccer in college and pursue a degree in business management. His favorite memory while competing for New Heights is winning districts in soccer and basketball his sophomore year. Benjamin Schumacher. Next, we will recognize our 2025 cross-country seniors. Our first senior is Jesselyn Grace Beaver. Jesselyn is the daughter of Sean and Letitia Beaver and has attended New Heights since kindergarten. Jesselyn is involved in basketball, soccer, track, cross country, National Honor Society, Student Council, and Math League. When asked what she likes best about NHCA, Jesselyn said she likes that we have amazing coaches like Coach Jordan. I didn't tell her to say that. Who handles multi-sport athletes like me with grace and respect. Jesselyn plans to attend Southwest Baptist University to play soccer and pursue a career as a physical therapist or physician's assistant. Jesselyn's favorite memories while running cross country at New Heights are going to state as a team her freshman year and when her and Marla were locked out of their hotel room at state last year. Jesselyn Beaver. Our next senior is Lillian Helen Lackey. Lily is the daughter of Christina and Michael Lackey and has attended New Heights since kindergarten. Lily is involved in NHS, cross country, basketball, and track. When asked what she likes best about NHCA, Lily said being able to go to chapel every week and being able to worship God. She loves having teachers who care about the students and want them to succeed in school and their walk with God. Her future plans are to attend Missouri Southern State University for pre-med and med school to become a surgeon. Lily's favorite memories while running cross country are having adventures with the team on long run days and observing all of the interesting conversations her sister and friends have. Lillian Lackey. And our final senior tonight is Colton Christopher McMillan. Yeah. Colton is the son of Jamie and Chris McMillan and has attended New Heights since first grade. Colton is involved in cross country, track, Stuco, chapel band, and Scholar Bowl. When asked what he likes best about NHCA, Colton said it has a conducive environment for him to be a better person than if he wasn't here. His future plans are to attend Ozark Christian College. Colton's favorite memories while running cross country are the Mario Kart tournaments, freezing rain at districts in Lamar, and becoming faster than Connor Jordan. Colton McMillan. Let's give a big round of applause for our 2025 soccer and cross country senior class. Thanks for doing it.
We can race another time. Okay. When you feel more prepared.
Yeah, I will. I'll prepare.
Okay, work hard.
All right, I'm out of breath from that.
Is this your mic here? I'm really tempted if we score to say. Go, go, go.
Yeah, you should.
All right, guys, we are back just moments away from kickoff here for senior night. The Hillcrest Hornets taking on the New Heights Christian Academy Cougars. We do have a little web page here that shows the team comparisons. Hillcrest is Class 3. They actually will play Carl Junction on their first round in districts. I believe that game is on Monday. New Heights will play on Saturday against Logan Rogersville. Hillcrest is 4-14 on the year. New Heights 5-17. Pretty similar opponents with similar results. The big win opening the year was Hillcrest here at the Webb City tournament. They won that game 1-0 against Monette to open their season. Their senior number 10 Jackson Miller put in a great goal from about 70 yards out, caught the goalie up and put it over his head. Last season, Hillcrest beat us here in the Webb City Shootout 4-0. We came back and won the matchup at Hillcrest to end the season. All right, we are ready to go. Hillcrest with the kickoff, wearing white with blue shorts, going right to left. Cougars in green, going left to right, and we're underway. The Hornets drop it back to their back line. Driving ball through the middle. Jax Edson there, goes past him to Boney. Justin Boney drops all the way back to the keeper, Stewart. Cougars open up to reset. Stewart driving ball in the middle to Dunaway. Dunaway tries to chest it down. Goes to number 10, Miller. Horton clears it into the air. And ball cleared away by the Cougars' back line. Jackson Dunaway wins the ball on the sideline. Looking for a ball down the line to Meningus. Nixon Meningus chasing to the corner. Tries to step on it to keep it in, but it rolls out the end line and a goal kick resulting for the Hornets. We're kind of in that awkward stage of light where the bleachers are starting to take over shade of the field. But it is a little bit tough to see the change from light to shade. Hornets take the goal kick into the middle. Jax Edson there to get the first touch. Wins it down with his shoulder. Back to Dunaway. Dunaway looking for an option to distribute. Drops it back to Ruben Brake. Brake tries to go through number 12. That's Jaden Brown. Stolen away by Jackson Miller in the middle of the field. Number 20 is Soner Sen. Plays it over the top to the right side. Evan Horton smartly clears it to the sideline and a throw in for the Hornets. Number 17 down there, Elijah Allen takes the throw. Sen plays it back to the far side. Ball sent across the box. Good ball and dangerous over the top. Goes all the way out the end line. And it's a goal kick for the Cougars. Boy, that looked threatening in the air. Goes over the head of Stewart, but not on frame. Take a look at that on replay. And the slippery track behind the goal, Webb City said that they're wanting to get that fixed because they have a few players fall every game they play here. Okay, back in the middle of the field. Number 7 is Zul Lucina. Won by the Cougars. Meningus plays it over the top. Schumacher and Clevenger chase. Titus Clevenger comes away with a loose ball in the box. Ball gets knocked away. Clevenger looking for an option. Gets it to Dunaway. Dunaway wide to Meningus. Meningus trying to get to the edge. Cuts it back. Back to Dunaway looking in for an option. In the middle. That's in there. It's in challenged by Miller to Dunaway. Back to break. Deflected by number 12, Brown. And into transition for the Hornets. Played over the top. Lucas Nangle there to win it on the far side. Can't control it in play, though, and it's a throw for the Hornets. Short throw taken to Sen and clipped away by Clevenger. Number 17, Elijah Allen there to take the throw again. Nangle steps in, is able to deflect away from number 6, Chalumba. Lucina, number 7, comes in. Dunaway and Clevenger there. Miller challenging with Edson. Strike with his left foot and over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. I do believe Jackson Miller, the senior number 10 midfielder, is a left-footed dominant player. Rush Stewart back to take the goal kick. Back spinning ball to the near side. Over Meningus. Jack Holcomb there to touch. Meningus gets it through to Schumacher. Ben Schumacher out on the near side, making the run. Trying to find an option. Pulls it up in the box. Schumacher being defended by number 7, Lucina. Schumacher with his left and bouncing ball in. The keeper, Leonardo Perez, there to scoop up the bouncing ball. From the top of the box, he almost went out of the box there. Nangle wins it down with his chest, back to the back line of the Hornets. Boney sends it back into the middle. Played ahead by Miller. Stewart comes all the way out of the box to get a touch and clears it out the sideline. Throw in for Hillcrest. Jackson Miller there takes the throw short to Chalumba. Clevenger chips it up to Ben Schumacher on the run. 2 defenders there. Schumacher challenging with Romero. Ben Schumacher's able to come away with it to the far side and actually out of bounds on the Hornets. It's a throw for the Cougars. Ball into Brandon Schumacher. Back to Ben. Ben cuts it to the edge. Carrying in. Still on the ball. Leaves it for Clevenger. Clevenger holds, drops back to Brandon Schumacher for the strike. And Schumacher chips it over the goal. Goal kick for the Hornets. Cougars early on getting consistent ball control in the box. See if they can get a little bit more dynamic. They're there, but kind of stuck in place, not really making any runs to connect. Ball to the near side to number 12, Brown. Edson comes in, heel flick to Meningus. Meningus, good connection to Dunaway, who plays it down the line, but too strong. And it's a goal kick again for the Hornets. The Cougars have played the last 5 games on grass. 8 of the last 9 games actually on grass. So it's their first round of districts will be at Springfield Catholic on the turf field. So it's nice to get a turf game in, but you can see the difference in that 1-2 connection playing on the turf, how that ball will just roll all the way out the end line. Nangle comes in and gets a touch. Ball loose in the middle. Dunaway there to settle. Brings it down after the touch with his chest. Dunaway leaves it for Clevenger on the far side. Tries to connect in. Ball deflected by the Hornets. Loose ball as Dunaway tracks back for it. Gives it to Schumacher. Brandon Schumacher has pressure from behind. Able to stay on it. Schumacher wants the strike. Deflected away. Ball's loose in the box, and Perez is able to come up and grab it for the Hornets. Rolled out to the near side. Meningus reads it and deflects. One back by Lucina to Miller. Ball into the middle. Brandon Schumacher gets a touch on it as he plays it into the box. And the Hornets back line shields for Perez to come up to slide onto it. Perez with some space up to number 21. That's Kieran Reeves. Soner Sen plays the ball over the top, gets over the back line. Stewart comes up, challenged by number 6, Chalumba, and able to clear it away. Throw in for the Hornets on the far side. Hornets chip it over the top. Stewart comes off his line, touched by number 12, Brown. Nangle tries to clear. Allen's right there to receive it. Into Chilumba. Edson gets a touch to clear it away as Nangle finishes it off to the sideline, and a throw in for the Hornets in the attacking third. Brandon Schumacher gets a touch, and back out of play, another throw for the Hornets. Then chips it over the top. Nobody's there to connect, and out the end line, another goal kick for the Cougars. The Hornets do play their home games on turf. We actually played our last game of the season there last year. The one difference, the Hornets have the same field setup as Parkview, where we played our district games last year. Ball into the attack, number 21, Reeves. Nangle gets in there and gets a touch to clear it away, and it's a corner kick up coming for the Hornets. What I was going to say is that the Parkview and Hillcrest fields actually set the goal 2 yards ahead of the football end line, which puts the top of the box at the 10. You notice the keeper may have actually stepped out of the box early on a punt because of that difference in the field alignment. Corner kick played short, and Miller plays it in out the end line. Another goal kick for the Cougars. Cason Hamlin checking in for the Cougars. Jax Edson will take a break. Ruben Brake will take his spot as defensive mid as Hamlin comes to the right fullback position. On the restart, Rush Stewart there to take the goal kick. Stewart with the driving ball into the middle, first touched by Miller. Up to Chilumba. Number 21, Reeves on the ball. Miller back to Sen. To Lucina. All the way back to the back line of Romero. Back into Reeves. Into the middle for Sen as Brake's there to challenge. Reeves into the box. Plays it back to the middle for Soner Sen. Miller all the way back to Holcomb. Plays it in, and Justin Boney able to sweep it away. Ben Schumacher challenging on number 14, Hernandez, the senior center back. Hernandez able to clear it to the far side, and the Hornets able to possess. Played back ahead. Nangle gets a touch, plays it right into the family jewels of Reeves. Reeves able to hop it off. Schumacher plays it to Meningus. Cleared away by Miller, and all the way back to the back line. Boney plays it back to Stewart, who clears it out back to the near side. And now that there's a change in possession, they're going to blow the whistle for Kieran Reeves to make sure he has all of those accounted for. All right, back into play. Clock is restarted. Ball played in, and Stewart's there to make the save. Yeah, that's similar to the goal that Miller scored against Monette. It was another 30 yards back from that. Into the corner and lost out of play before it went out the end line, so it's a throw in on the sideline for the Cougars. Lucas Nangle over to take the throw. Nangle short to Clevenger. Can't control it as Sen lets it roll. Clevenger chasing. Sen lets it roll all the way out of play. It's a throw for the Hornets. Played wide to Allen, who plays it back to Sen. Into the top. Nangle gets a touch to Brandon Schumacher. Allen there to challenge. And Schumacher commits the foul just outside the box. Be a free kick for the Hornets. That's Jackson Miller over the ball, the left-footed midfielder. Plays it in, touched by Hamlin and sent over the goal by Sen. Deflected away by the Cougars, and it's a corner kick on the near side for the Hornets. That's Lucina there to take the corner on the near side. Number 1, Holcomb short, along with him. Ball played into the middle. Bicycle kick, and Stewart's right there to make the save. Nice attempt by Claude Chilumba on the bicycle kick. Big punt over the top. Nice touch by Hernandez. It goes to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to head it forward to Schumacher. Sen comes in to steal. Ball played in. Horton clears it to the sideline. And a throw in for the Hornets on the far side. Yeah, Stewart's at 198 for the saves on the season coming into tonight. So that's at least one. I believe he's already had a couple saves to get him to that 200 mark tonight. Clevenger plays it into the middle of the field. Handball called on the Hornets. Dunaway takes it quickly to get it ahead to Meningas. Meningas, good ball into Schumacher. Schumacher can't get it towards the goal. Plays it across for Clevenger and cleared away by the Hornets. Hornets back in possession. Brandon Schumacher there to steal. Moves it back to Sen as Allen plays it back to the back line. Ball in the middle. Dunaway there to steal. Miller defending. Plays it back to Schumacher, who plays it into the air. Holcomb to Lucina. Miller back to the ball. Jason Hamlin there to challenge. Gets the first touch as Chilumba's able to get it back. Into the middle of the field with some space to Brown. Brown carrying across. Drop back to Lucina in the middle. Switch of the field over to Elijah Allen. Allen pokes it in with the 3-toe to Miller. Double team. Miller takes the shot and off the mark. Goal kick for the Cougars. Just under 24 minutes remaining here in the first half. No score yet. You can see the shades taking over the whole middle of the field. It will take a while to get to the end zone on our side as the bleachers don't go that far. Ball out to Hamlin. Hamlin makes a nice touch to the middle. Gets through another challenge. Hamlin down the line. Plays the ball ahead to Schumacher and Meningas. Ball played across. Dangerous ball to Clevenger. Clevenger looking for an option. Cuts it back. Clevenger with the left. And deflected away by the Hornets. And it's a corner kick upcoming for the Cougars. Nice transition off the goal kick by Hamlin as Stewart played that out to Hamlin. Hamlin was able to evade the midfielder and then be right into the attack. Then Schumacher over there to take the corner kick for the Cougars. Side spinning ball in. Touched by Perez. It's loose on the backside. Chip back into the middle. Clevenger gets a touch to it. Clevenger goes to ground as the ball gets cleared away. Nangle and Chilumba there for the challenge. Horton plays it back down the line. Chilumba there. Nangle is able to deflect it out of play. And it's a throw for the Hornets, number 21, Garen Reeves, back in the game as number 15, Caden Anderson, did a nice job filling in for him. All right, back to the action. Number 7, Lucina on the ball. Plays it down the line and deflected away by the Cougars. Send there to take the throw. Horton gets a touch ahead to Brandon Schumacher with space in front. Schumacher tries to play the ball through, headed down by Lucina. Loose ball back to Schumacher. He plays it high into the air. Back line, Holcomb deflects it. Ben Schumacher's there, takes the strike, and just over the goal. And it's a goal kick for the Hornets. Schumacher tried to set that up on the half volley, took it as the ball was coming up, and it rose up on him over the goal. Hernandez takes the goal kick. Boney wins the header all the way up to Clevenger. Clevenger across to Dunaway. Back to Clevenger in the middle. Challenge for the ball as Miller's able to clear it down to the near sideline. Hamlin challenging along with Brown. Kason Hamlin able to win it, plays it into the middle. Brandon Schumacher there to settle. Schumacher to the near side for Dunaway. Dunaway fighting for possession along with Miller. Wins it back to Hamlin. Hamlin over the top for Meningus and Schumacher in. Meningus making the run. Plays it across the box and behind Clevenger. He'll be able to get back to it. Clevenger on the ball. Plays the ball in. Bouncing ball deflected away. Back to the middle for Brake at the top. Brake takes the strike and off the frame. Goal kick again for the Hornets. Well, the Cougars are getting in, making good challenges on these balls over the top. But they can just be a little cleaner on their first touch to get into the attack. Hernandez takes the goal kick into the middle of the field. Boney gets the touch. Balls to Brandon Schumacher, who plays it over the top again to Ben. Schumacher can't settle it, and Lucina clears it. Back to Hamlin on the near side. Hamlin's able to win the challenge and out of play. And it's a throw-in for the Hornets. See if our camera can adjust to this lower sun. Jack Holcomb there to take the throw for the Hornets. Ball played in. Brown punishing Reeves, who, of course, went out earlier for the contact to the midsection. Brown punished him that time. Throw in by Holcomb to Miller. But Miller can't control it, out of play, back to the Cougars. Hamlin takes a throw down the line. Meningus heads it back into the middle. Break there, challenging for it. Brandon Schumacher gets there. Clevenger tries to win it with his shoulder ahead. Cleared away by the Hornets. Reeves into the middle of the field. Sen challenged by Nangle. Number 4 is Seth Romero. Heads it in and cleared away by Brandon Schumacher. Clevenger plays it down the line, but off the mark, and it's a throw for the Hornets on the far side. 18 minutes left here in the first half, no score. Dunaway being challenged by Lucina. Dunaway carrying down the line. Tries to connect into the middle, stolen back by Lucina. Dunaway steals it back on the attempt to play through. Finds Schumacher with space. Schumacher into Clevenger. Clevenger connects to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher in, takes the shot. Loose ball, Meningus there, and pokes it in. And the Cougars take the 1-0 lead. Take a look at that again on replay. As Schumacher got it into Clevenger. Clevenger gets it to Ben Schumacher. Diving saved by Perez, but can't control the ball, and Meningas making a nice run to finish that for the Cougars. Ball to the far side. Nangle lets it roll on the restart off of Allen, a throw in for the Cougars. Nangle takes it up to Clevenger. Allen's able to step in and get it to Sen. Sen carrying across the middle to Miller. To Lucina. Ball played in. Reeves there. Nangle's able to sweep it. And out of bounds. Deflected by the Hornets. It's a throw for the Cougars. Clevenger takes the throw down the line for Ben Schumacher. And that ball's out of play. It'll be a throwback to the Hornets. Clevenger just trying to walk the tightrope there with that throw in to get Ben open on a run. But just a little bit too tight on the line, goes out of play before he can get to it. Throwing back to the Hornets. Sen plays it high into the air. Reeves there gets the header, but out of control, out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Brandon Schumacher plays the ball over the top. Perez clears. And Reeves clears it out of play. Throwing again for the Cougars. Nangle into Clevenger. Lucina deflected by Clevenger. He's able to win it back. Clevenger pokes it away. Brandon Schumacher again plays it through. And Perez at the top of the box, able to pick it up for the Hornets. Perez driving ball to the middle. Break, nice touch. Can't control it though as Lucina clears. Horton gets there and decides to clear it away. It's a throw for the Hornets. Nangle gets the touch, won back by Allen. Back across the box, Boney deflects it into the air. Number 6 is Chilumba. Horton gets the clear, but is limping off of the challenge. Nangle gets it wide to Clevenger. Clevenger down the line, deflected away by Romero, and it's a throw for Cougars. Nangle coming down to take the throw. Keep an eye on Horton to see how he recovers from that touch. Nice move by Clevenger to get over the top. Clevenger still on the ball, carrying down the line. Knocked away by the Hornets, and Clevenger takes the throw quickly. Ben Schumacher fighting for it, able to keep it in. Schumacher across the end line and just loses it out of play. And it's a throw. It's a goal kick for the Hornets. Hernandez there to take the goal kick. Back spinning ball to the far side. Over Clevenger. Allen gets a touch, but Clevenger able to get it to Nangle. Nangle plays it high into the air. Allen tries to head it down, falls to Lucina. Into the middle of the field, Horton steps. Horton with his left into the middle of the field. Meningas gets there. Sen pokes it wide. Meningas goes through the challenge. Meningas takes the shot, deflected by Sen. Over to the near side as Brake gets there. Brake able to keep it in, drop back to Hamlin. Hamlin gets the touch across the box. Playing into the space. Hamlin with his left deflected away by the Hornets. Brandon Schumacher comes in, wins the challenge, and gets called for the foul. Restart by the Hornets on the free kick. Nice job by Hamlin, winning that challenge and throwing for the Cougars. Hamlin takes the throw down the line to Meningas, deflected away by number 1, Holcomb. And it's another throw for the Cougars. Hamlin down the line to Meningus. Meningus tries to get a touch to turn, but knocked out of play, and a throw for the Hornets as number 15, Caden Anderson, the senior, checking back in for the Hornets, this time in for Seth Romero, the right fullback, as Allen switches to right fullback for the Hornets. Ball loose. Number 12 is Brown. Reeves there. Gets it to Sen. Sen chips it in. Horton able to settle, plays it to the far side, nobody to connect. As Chalimba's there. Back to Sen. Dunaway comes to challenge. Clevenger there in front. Sen able to keep it in on the sideline. Clevenger in front defending. Sen with the drop all the way back to Holcomb on the back line. I'm sorry, that's Allen on the back line. Boney is able to win the clear to Dunaway. Dunaway settles it down. Drops it back to Boney. Boney wide to Break. Break, good connection to Meningus. Meningus able to turn. Meningus plays Ben Schumacher in. Schumacher on the run. Tries to make a move on Hernandez. And can't control it, out of play. Goal kick for the Hornets. $11:15 left to play in the first half. Cougars holding a 1-0 lead. Hernandez takes the goal kick into the middle of the field. Dunaway is the first to touch. Hamlin there with his left gets it back to Dunaway. Dunaway and Miller challenging. Ball comes to Break. Reuben Break gets it back to Dunaway with some space. Miller comes on to defend. Dunaway looking for an option but can't find it as Miller steals. Brandon Schumacher comes in and steals it back. And Schumacher draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars from, say, 45 out. Jason Hamlin with the left foot to take the free kick. Good ball over to Clevenger. Goes over the top. Clevenger there, able to settle it in. Looking for an option to play it across. Clevenger cuts it back, still on the ball. Clevenger on it still, takes the shot, deflected away. Followed by Break, deflected. Ben Schumacher there. Perez deflects. Meningus gets it back to Dunaway. He chips it into the middle. Brandon Schumacher trying to fight for it. Into the counterattack for the Hornets. Number 6, Chilumba there, plays it over the top, but way too strong and all the way into the box. And Stewart's able to grab it. Out to the far side for Nangle. Nangle gets the challenge through to Clevenger. Space in the middle for the Cougars. Clevenger looks over the top, plays it to Meningus with space on the near side. Number 1, Holcomb coming on to defend. Meningus cuts it back, still on the challenge. Holcomb in front. Meningus trying to get to the edge. Looking for an option to play it across. Holcomb and Meningus challenging for the ball and knocked out of play, throw in for the Cougars. Dunaway into Break. Break able to get it to the corner, trying to turn the edge, plays a good ball across the box, and Sen is there to clear, but right to Dunaway. Dunaway steps into steal, takes the shot, and Perez there to make the save for the Hornets. Perez driving ball in the middle of the field for Reeves with space. Brandon Schumacher chasing back. Reeves on the turn. Backline dropping for the Cougars. Boney steps up to challenge. Reeves plays the big switch over to Chilumba. Nangle there to win it and clear it out the sideline, and a throw for the Hornets. 8 to play here in the first half. Hornets take the throw in the attacking third. Boney and Miller there. Miller gets the touch, loose. Good job by Stewart stepping up to win that ball. Lays it out for Hamlin on the near side. Cason Hamlin with some room to carry. Hamlin, good ball in to Schumacher. And just a little too heavy as Perez is able to get off his line to kill the threat. Again, Perez right there at the top of the line. Reeves first to touch in the midfield. Break there to challenge. Drop back to Lucina. Haven't mentioned his name in a few minutes. Over to the far side. Chilumba gets through Clevenger. Into the middle of Reeves. Reeves back to Chilimba into the corner. Ball played across. Boney's there. Boney's able to clear it into the air, and a throw in for the Hornets. Nice job by Justin Boney to win position and clear that away. Chilimba takes the throw into Reeves. Back to Chilimba. Clevenger able to get the touch out to the sideline, and another throw for the Hornets. Number 4, Seth Romero, the sophomore, checking back in for the Hornets as number 1, Holcomb, checks out. Number 6, Chilimba there to take the throw. Big throw into Miller. Miller with his left gets a touch, but Meningus there to help. Gets the header. Lucina there. And Lucina on the follow just sends it way over the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. Rush Stewart there to take the goal kick. Good back spinning ball into the middle of the field. Goes over the first line. Ben Schumacher's there for it. Schumacher trying to settle it down. Able to turn into space. Drops it back to Brake. Brake trying to split the double. Plays it into Hernandez on the back line as Ben Schumacher comes to challenge on Lucina. Lucina has to clear to the far side. Sen and Clevenger challenge for it. Clevenger is able to win it on the turn. Plays it back in the middle for Dunaway. Dunaway settles. Opens up on the challenge by Lucina. Lucina is able to win it back. Clevenger steps in. And out of play, throw in for the Hornets. Ref's shoes come untied. He's going to get reset here, and we're ready to play. Thrown by the Hornets. Reeves gets the touch wide to Chilimba. Back into 15. Anderson. Back to Reeves. Reeves with his left. Good settle by number 12, Brown. Boney comes in on the challenge and is able to win it. And a clear by Hamlin into the attack for Meningus. Meningus carrying down the line. Has room in front. Challenged by Lucina. And that's a foul in the box, I believe. See what he's ruling. They're checking for it. Let's take a look back at that on replay. You can see just the hash mark. Boy, I think that's the right call. It's just outside the box when he commits the foul. Did they give the yellow card for it? So it is a yellow card, so that we should be stopping the clock. 4:33 on the official clock. .433 is what you have on the official clock. That's what I have it set to. All right, so we'll restart on the touch by Schumacher. Schumacher just outside the box. 2-man wall. See if Schumacher can put a clever ball in here to take the 2-goal lead. Ball to Perez, and Perez knocks it down, able to save it, standing behind the line. Nice save by Perez. That's the senior Leonardo Perez. Ball back into the middle of the field on the punt. Anderson tries to get the touch. Boney plays it back in. Break to Brandon Schumacher. Gets it to Dunaway. Back to Break. Break plays it down the line for Meningus to chase. Meningus can't get there in time, and a goal kick for the Hornets. Jax Edson checking back in the game for the Cougars as Ruben Break will get a break. Nice performance by Ruben Break in the midfield for the Cougars. Hernandez back spinning ball into the middle. Brandon Schumacher gets the header all the way to the back line, headed away by number 4, Romero. Over to the far side as Clevenger chases to it. Gets a touch back to Nangle. Nangle being challenged by Reeves, and Reeves is able to deflect it away. It's a throw for the Cougars. Clevenger back into Dunaway. Fenway looking for space. Chilimba steals it away. Edson there to cover in front. Chilimba plays it back in the middle. Horton's there. Horton missed touch, but able to get back to the ball. And again, clears it out to the sideline. Throw in for the Hornets. Three minutes to play in the first half. Cougars leading 1-0. Basically, the whole field is in shade now. Boney wins the header. Miller's there to receive it. Brandon Schumacher comes up to pressure. Triple team by the Cougars. Miller tries to get through. Meningus steals. Brandon Schumacher shields in to win it. Plays it over the top for Ben Schumacher. Schumacher into the attack. Running on Hernandez. Schumacher cuts it to Clevenger. And just too deep as Perez is able to get to it to kill the threat. Knuckleball back into the middle of the field. Reeves and Horton. Horton gets the first touch, but Chilimba's there for it. Nangle with the header back into the middle. Reeves deflects. Anderson for the Hornets gets a touch. Edson clears. Over to Miller on the near side. Miller plays it down the line for Brown. Brown settles. Boney comes in and clears it away, and it's a throw for the Hornets in the attacking third on the near side. Less than 2 minutes to play. Ruben Brake back at the line to check in at the next opportunity for the Cougars. Number 4, Seth Romero down to take the throw. Actually, he's going to leave it for Jaden Brown, the senior. Ball into Reeves. Nice job by Reeves to head that back to number 12, Brown. Meningus gets the ball up to Schumacher. Schumacher and Hernandez 1-on-1. Schumacher's out in front. Gets a touch ahead. Schumacher and Hernandez. Schumacher scores it! And Schumacher battles through to finish the goal. Cougars take the 2-0 lead.
Nice goal by Ben Schumacher.
Take a look at that on replay. That was a long procession. We got 10-second clips here, and that he carried that so long it doesn't even show Meningus's pass. I believe it was Meningus that played that over the top, wasn't it? The Cougars were able to clear into transition, and just a one-on-one challenge. Nice job by Ben Schumacher to finish that off. All right, just over a minute left in the first half. Cougars with a 2-0 lead. Nangle plays it into Clevenger. Back to Chilimba. Chilimba into the attack. Plays it in. That is, who was that made that touch? Ball back out to the far side for Clevenger. Clevenger again up to Ben Schumacher. Hernandez defending, and Schumacher can't control it this time. That was number 24 in for the Hornets. That's Lucas Fortson, the freshman. Got that touch in the box. All right, throwing back for the Hornets, 20 seconds left. Sen plays the ball through with his left. Horton there. Horton's able to win it down off the control off of his chest. Horton carrying across. Gets it to Clevenger. Less than 10 seconds left. Horton plays it down the line for Ben Schumacher. And that's the horn for the halftime whistle. Clevenger takes the shot just after the buzzer. And so that won't count, but Cougars take a 2-0 lead in the half. I don't want to feel too optimistic about this 2-0 lead, though, because how we come out in the second half is really going to be a big factor. We've done kind of a poor job of coming out in the second half after taking the lead.
New Heights Cougars up 2-0 after nice goals by Nixon Meningus and Ben Schumacher.
All right, we'll take a halftime break here, send you through the first half recap, and be back in 10 minutes for the second half. All right, we are back. Both teams taking the field. We are fully under shade now for the second half. Cougars leading 2-0. Cougars have the kickoff going right to left. We've had, like we said right before break, we've had some issue coming out in the second half a little flat. Ben Schumacher is going to stay at the striker position. They've tried to switch that up a little bit to give him a break, sometimes starting the second half after we've taken the lead, and that hasn't seemed to work. So we're going to stick with him up top and see if we can keep the momentum going. Ruben Brake back in the game as the defensive mid. Casey Hamlin in as the right back. All right, that's the whistle. We're underway. Ben Schumacher drops it to Brandon, who chips it to the far side for Meningus. Nixon Meningus wins it down with his chest, plays it back into the middle of the field. Brake steps up. Number 7, Lucina gets a touch. Brandon Schumacher clears it away. Number 12 is Brown, plays it back up. Nangle gets a touch, but Miller's there to settle. Brandon Schumacher steps in to win it. Lucina steps in, and foul called on Schumacher as he got a little handsy on the interception attempt by Lucina. Free kick for the Hornets. Hernandez steps all the way up to take the free kick. Plays it on the ground to the near side. Miller's there. Miller, the left-footed midfielder, chips it across, and nice read by Stewart to get off his line and get that in the air. Rush Stewart, good punt in the middle, all the way up to Ben Schumacher. Gets the touch wide to Nixon Meningus. Meningus chips it back down to Schumacher. Schumacher back to Dunaway. Dunaway back to Schumacher on the far side. Double team with Reeves and Chalumba, and out of play, throwing for the Hornets. Reeves there to take the throw. Up to Chalumba. Number 12 is Brown, plays it across to Lucina, and touch off the mark out on the near side, throw in for the Cougars. Nangle there to take the throw. Lucas Nangle into Brandon Schumacher. Across to Dunaway. Dunaway carries wide. Tries to keep it in on the line and ruled out of play. Throw in for the Hornets. Holcomb plays it into Miller, who drops it back to Hernandez. Hernandez over the top. Horton gets the header. Fight for the ball. Boney and Miller. Boney's able to win it. Plays it on the ground to Clevenger on the near side. Clevenger back to Nangle. Nangle up to Dunaway. Dunaway back to Nangle. To the near side for Clevenger. Clevenger finds Brandon Schumacher. Nice touch to settle. Schumacher looking for Meningus over the top. Steps on the ball, though, and stays on the ground as Meningus shields and chases to the corner with Reeves. Meningus able to step on it to keep it in, but Reeves steals. Carrying down the line. Brake there to steal. Ruben Brake carries back wide. Chalumba steps in to steal. Brandon Schumacher there on the challenge, able to poke it away to Brake. Brake wide to Meningus. Nixon Meningus finds Dunaway with space. Drop back to Brake. Brake possesses back to Hamlin. Hamlin back to Brake. Brake carries wide, stays on the ball. Hamlin on the overlap. Brake plays it to the corner for Hamlin. Hamlin looking to play the ball across. And nice ball, but Schumacher is late on the run. Perez is able to get it. Perez plays it to the near side. Miller, nice touch to settle. Miller with the left foot, plays the back spinning ball in the middle. Hamlin goes for the touch, but goes past. Jaden Brown there on the far side. Hamlin steps in to challenge. Hamlin swings and misses and out of play. And you're worried with that hip flexor on those swings and misses. Back into the middle. It's loose. Nangle tries to clear. There's space in the middle. Dunaway, good touch to Clevenger. Clevenger with room out front, tries to cut it back on Sen. Plays Meningus in. Good ball into Meningus. Meningus there. Perez out of the box, and Perez is able to get there to clear it away. Nice job by Perez leaving the box to make that touch because Meningus had that on the run. Number 17, Elijah Allen on the far side defending on Meningus. Looks like Nixon Meningus has a speed advantage on him. Hamlin takes the throw into Dunaway. Dunaway being defended by Allen. Dunaway to the edge. Allen slides in and knocks it away. It'll be a corner kick for the Cougars. 5 minutes into the second half. Ben Schumacher over to take the corner. Boney and Horton staying back on the corner. Hamlin making the far post run. Schumacher driving ball in, and Perez gets a touch but can't control it. Miller pops it into the air. Reeves heads it away. Holcomb over to Miller. Miller over the top. Horton, nice cover on the backside as Caden Anderson was a threat. Gets it to Dunaway into the middle for Hamlin. Hamlin able to turn. Plays it down the line for Meningus. Meningus chops it down, able to win it back to Hamlin. Hamlin wide for Dunaway. Dunaway connects on the diagonal with Schumacher. Actually not quite enough on it. Schumacher's able to win it back. Stolen back by Allen. Drop back to Reeves. Reeves side spinning ball into the middle of the field. Touched by Anderson. Brake comes in to steal. Brake carrying ahead. Plays it with his left. Ball deflected to the near side. Holcomb there. Clevenger comes in on the challenge. Ball loose in the middle for Miller. Miller sweeps it across for Anderson. Brake comes in, wins the challenge back. I'm sorry, that was number 12, Brown. Dunaway to Meningus. Meningus tries a 1-2. Sen is there to deflect, Soner Sen, and possessed back in the defensive third for the Hornets. Number 17, Allen connects in the middle for Reeves. Reeves to the near side for Miller. Miller makes a touch into space. Clevenger chasing back to help. Double team comes. Clevenger's able to knock it away. Clevenger into transition, plays it over the top. Hernandez there to clear it away. Back to Lucina. Clevenger back in front to defend. Play to the near side for Miller. Nangle defending in front. Miller goes for the nutmeg. Back to the ball. Triple team. Nangle steps in, and the foul is called on the Cougars. There'll be a free kick for the Hornets. All right, lights have come on. Did you just turn those on, or did they just come on automatically? Lights have come on here at the stadium, which make it a little more visible. Soner Sen there to take the free kick. Spinning ball in, headed into the air by Lucina. Rush Stewart there to make the basket catch out of the air. Rush Stewart quickly out to Nangle on the near side. Nangle pokes it in, stolen by Sen. Sen across the box, or across the middle, I should say. Plays it wide to Chalumba. Chalumba's able to keep it in. Hamlin defending in front. Well played into the box. Horton there. And Horton gets called for the handball. It's I keep saying that's the incorrect interpretation of the rule. A ball directly off a deflection is not a handball. And that's exactly what happened. Horton jumps in and gets a touch on the ball, and it comes up and hits his hand in a natural position. And didn't catch that replay in time. It will be a dangerous spot for a free kick for the Hornets. Miller over the ball, 18 yards out, 4-man wall for the Cougars. Jackson Miller takes the shot and goes wide of the goal. Goal kick for the Cougars. Restart with the goal kick by Stewart. Side spinning ball all the way up to Dunaway. Dunaway gets the touch. Gets pressure on the double. Dunaway able to turn. Challenge from behind. Dunaway takes a quick restart up to Schumacher. And ref says the ball was rolling. Let's take a look to see if that's true. Yep. Dunaway set it down, but it kind of rolled forward as he went to play it. All right, Kason Hamlin with the left foot to take the take the restart. Plays the driving ball in. Stolen by Lucina. Ball connected. Nangle gets the touch. Back to Lucina in the middle. Ball to the near side. Schumacher comes in on the challenge and deflects it away, throwing for the Hornets. 30 minutes left in the second half. Cougars leading 2-0. Number 1, Jack Holcomb there to take the throw. Back to Soner Sen, all the way back to the keeper, Perez. Perez out of the box, playing it with his feet. Into the middle of the field. Break in number 12, Brown there to challenge. Break over to Schumacher, deflected away by Sen. Ball falls to Lucina in the middle of the field. To the near side for Miller, deflected away by Nangle, and a throw again for the Hornets. Holcomb takes the throw into Miller. Bicycle kicks it over the top. Nangle there to head it away, and another throw for the Hornets. Holcomb down the line. Nangle heads it back in. Dunaway there to settle. Dunaway trying to find space. Back heel to Clevenger. Knocked away by Holcomb. Clevenger last to touch, throw in for the Hornets. Nangle gets the touch, gets it up to Clevenger. Ball deflected off of Clevenger, and another throw for the Hornets. Into Miller. Horton's able to sweep it away. Meningus there. Clears it to the near side. That's going to be out of play on the near side. Again, a throw for the Hornets. Holcomb takes the throw short to Soner Sen. Sen tries to get through Clevenger. Clevenger knocks it away. And last touch by the Hornets. It's a throw for the Cougars. Nangle takes the throw on the restart after some confusion. Clevenger, nice move to get through. Plays the ball in and into the box. Perez there to scoop it up. Perez shanks it to the far side. Chilumba's there. Meninga steps in to challenge. He's able to find Sen in the middle. Over the top. Miller there on Horton. Horton wins the challenge. Horton with his left down the line as Clevenger chases back to get a touch, but out of play first. And it's a throw for the Hornets. Brandon Schumacher gets the touch. Clevenger heads it away. Lucina is there to settle. Back to the near side for Holcomb. Clevenger comes in on the challenge to win it. Plays it over the top for Schumacher. Hernandez is there to sweep it into the air. Ball bouncing as Schumacher challenges for it. Sen there to defend. Sen clears it over the top. Horton, nice touch. Miller there to head it back in. Boney shielding, heads it over to Hamlin. Chilumba comes in but can't get a touch on it as Hamlin carries wide. Hamlin down the line. Break there to sweep it. All the way back to Reeves on the back line for the Hornets. Over the far side, Break defends. And off of the Hornets, throw-in for the Cougars. Kason Hamlin takes the throw down the line to Meningus. Meningus heads it forward. Ball falls to Break. Lucina there back to Soner Sen. Brandon Schumacher gets the touch to steal. Schumacher up ahead to Ben. Ben Schumacher into the box. Schumacher another touch. Takes the right-footed shot and ball deflected away. Falls harmlessly to Perez. Nice counterattack by the Cougars. Perez punts it all the way up to the top line. Chalumba there. Plays it in. Boney able to possess to break. Chalumba steals. Plays it across the middle. Brandon Schumacher there. Schumacher goes for the one touch. Reeves steps in to steal it. Reeves still on the ball. Plays it over to Miller. Touched into Sen with some space. Horton deflects, and Stewart off his line, able to take it out of the air. Stewart punting to the far side. Out of play, throwing for the Hornets. Into Lucina. Back to Reeves on the back line. Schumacher comes to pressure. Ball through, clipped away by that's number 12, Jaden Brown. That's a throw for the Cougars. Nangle takes the throw in. Meningus gets it to Dunaway to break. Break touching wide, stolen away by Brown. Brown down the line. Nangle trying to defend. Ball's loose as Chalumba makes a touch, but foul is called on Nangle. It's a free kick for the Hornets. Number 20, the junior Soner Sen there to take the free kick, just about 18 yards out, all the way towards the sideline. Chips the ball in, backside, and puts it right in the goal. And the Hornets have clawed one back, 2-1. So right off of the free kick, Sen plays it in. You see Stewart gets caught chasing forward and goes over his head into the back part of the goal. All right, restart 2-1 now. Brandon Schumacher over the top to Meningus. Ball played to the far side. 23-22, the official time on the clock. Ball into the middle of the field for Miller. Miller with his left chips it over the top. Nangle heads it back into Dunaway. Break wins it. Chalumba's there. It's to steal. Break clears away to Nangle, and Nangle clears it all into the middle of the field. Sen on the ball to the near side. Ball played in. Horton clears it. Down the line, Hernandez settles. Ball deflected by Schumacher out of play. Throwing for the Hornets. Jax Edson at the line for the next opportunity to sub. Jack Holcomb takes the throw in for the Hornets. Miller chips it into the air. Number 15, Anderson on the turn. Boney steps in and deflects. Stewart's able to keep it in on the line. And ruled out of play. Corner kick for the Hornets. The left-footed Miller there to take the corner kick. Miller driving ball in, backside, goes over the top and out on the end line. Goal kick for the Cougars. Ruben Brake checking out of the game as Jax Edson checks in for the Cougars. Stewart takes the goal kick into the middle of the field. First touch by Chilimba. Ball won by the Cougars. That's Meningus. Down the line for Schumacher, chasing with Reeves. Schumacher pressuring from behind. Reeves turns it wide and plays it out for deflected by Schumacher, so it's a throw in for the Hornets. Throwing down the line. Chilimba can't, he does control it. The ball stayed in for Meningus to clear, so it's another throw for the Hornets. This time it goes through. Nangle plays it back into the middle. Cleared down the line by the Hornets, out of play, throwing for the Cougars. Nangle takes the throw in. Horton steps up, gets a touch up to Clevenger. Clevenger looking for an option, plays it into the middle for Meningus on the run. And too far ahead as Perez is able to receive it in the box. Perez to the far side for Chilimba. Edson in front. Ball played across for Brandon Schumacher to steal. Schumacher plays it to Meningus. Meningus high into the air. Reeves steps in and heads it away. Over to the far side for Claude Chilimba, the senior. Down the line, Brandon Schumacher there. Heads it down. Chilimba challenging. Ball in the middle of the field for Edson. Edson trying to turn to space. Gets it to Horton. Horton drives it in. Touched by Brown. Back to Edson. Over to Nangle. Nangle down the line for Meningus. Ball back in. Edson gets a touch to deflect. Boney clears it to the sideline and out of play back to the Hornets. Throw into Lucina. Touched wide and out of play back to the Cougars. Nangle there takes the throw down the line. Meningus heads it forward for Schumacher. Then Schumacher out on the attack. Steps on it to set it up. Over to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher back to Boney on the back line. Touched wide to Edson. Tackled by Allen and foul called on Allen. It'll be a free kick for the Cougars. Jackson Dunaway there to take the free kick. .35 yards out, all the way on the sideline. Ben Schumacher and Nixon Meningus at the top of the box. Brandon Schumacher coming in on the left side. Good ball in. Schumacher making the run, and Brandon Schumacher looked to have lost that in the air because it falls right to Perez. Ball in the middle of the field. Horton plays it back in, deflected by Miller. Brandon Schumacher comes in to challenge. All the way across for Allen on the far side. Allen driving ball in, headed by Dunaway to the top player Anderson. Over to Chilimba. Left for Sen. Dunaway in front. Sen chips it in. Edson there to get a touch but can't steal. And Edson commits the foul. Free kick for the Hornets. Good spot here for a free kick opportunity. 30 yards out. This is that prime spot where you can get it over the wall and still get it on frame with full power. You're setting up a 4-man wall. Jackson Miller over the ball, strikes it in, and Stewart's there to make the save. Stewart taking his time as the Cougars reset. Big punt to the far side. Reeves gets the touch into the air. Ben Schumacher there tries to get a touch to settle. Allen for the Hornets. Challenged by Meningus. Ball loose to Dunaway. Dunaway turns, plays it to Edson with some space. Edson back to Nangle. Nangle one touch wide for Dunaway. Dunaway able to turn, plays the ball through from Meningus on the run. Meningus to the corner, looks for the cross. Clevenger's there along with Holcomb. Loose ball to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher fighting for position, falls to Clevenger. Clevenger gets a touch and takes it with his left, but shanks it off to the near post and out of play back to the goal kick for the Hornets. All right, restart by Reeves for the Hornets. Back spinning ball into the middle of the field. Horton gets a touch, falls to Brandon Schumacher. Schumacher switching the field for Meningus. Meningus makes the touchdown to Dunaway. Dunaway able to win it. Back to Nangle. Nangle carrying down the line. Plays it to Meningus down the line, but out of play. And no ruling yet. Okay, I guess ruled for the Hornets. Messina plays it in. Nangle deflects. Falls to Brandon Schumacher. Back to Dunaway to Edson. Edson back to Horton. Horton has pressure, plays it wide. Miller steals. Ball played in, and Stewart's there at the top to grab it before the threat can materialize. Under 15 to play, Cougars holding a 2-1 lead. Good ball over the top. Ben Schumacher heads it to the sideline. Meningus there off the touch from Allen. Allen shielding, goes to ground as Meningus steals. Meningus steps through, challenged by Reeves. Reeves heel kicks it and draws the foul as Meningus goes through him. It's a free kick for the Hornets. Hernandez takes the driving ball forward. Sen heads it all the way back in the middle of the field to Lucina. He steps on the ball as Ben Schumacher comes in to steal. Gets it to Clevenger. Clevenger connects to Dunaway in the middle with space. Dunaway into the attack, wants it from 30. And Perez there fumbles it but gets back to it as Clevenger was chasing in. Outlet to Miller, who plays it over the top. Nobody's there for the Hornets, but Chilumba's running on. Horton plays out of play, and it's a throw for the Hornets. Chilumba and Horton, or Hamlin, I should say, across the middle. Dunaway, nice touch to control it to Brandon Schumacher, who plays it up to Ben. Ben gets the touch on Hernandez. Schumacher into the box, cuts it back. Schumacher, one more. Reeves comes in. It's loose, and the Hillcrest Hornets are able to clear. Nangle steps in. Nangle back to the ball. Looking for an option to distribute. Gets it to Ben Schumacher, who one touches it back to Brandon. Brandon looking for an option, has to turn and drop to Hamlin. Hamlin carrying down the line. Chilumba steals. Hamlin knocks it away as Clevenger gets it back. Clevenger on the turn. Tries to nutmeg, gets it across for Dunaway. Dunaway back to Edson. Edson looking to recycle all the way back to Stewart. Stewart has plenty of time. Pressure coming from the Hillcrest Sen. And cleared away as the back line of the Cougars didn't really get back to help out Stewart. Back into Lucina, drop to Reeves. Meningus challenging for the ball. Edson heads it back to Dunaway. Edson clears it. Headed back in by Lucina. Nangle there to win it. Reeves gets through the first challenge. Up to Sen. Sen wide to Chilumba. Chilumba can't keep it in, and it's a throw for the Cougars. Ruben Brake at the line to check in as Cason Hamlin subs out. Hamlin was questionable at best to start the game, so nice amount of minutes he's been able to deliver for the Cougars. Brake takes a throw in, headed by Holcomb for the Hornets. Falls to Clevenger, back to Brake. Brake plays it over the top, nobody there to connect. And Perez will let it roll into the box to pick up. Perez punts it back into the middle of the field. Miller first to touch, deflects it ahead. Boney's there. Boney settles it down, but then chips it back into the middle. Miller wide. Meningus comes in and steals, plays it over the top, but too heavy again, and Perez is in the box to pick it up. Perez top spinning ball. Clevenger there first to touch. Clevenger plays it into the middle for Schumacher. Schumacher and Reeves challenging. Drop back to Dunaway. Sen steps in and wins it away to Lucina. Ball deflected by Dunaway to Edson. Edson back into Ben Schumacher, deflected by Miller. All the way to Reeves. Reeves spinning ball in. Settled by Brake. Into Brandon Schumacher trying to turn. Schumacher goes to the tackle and commits the foul. Free kick for the Hornets. 10 minutes to play. Cougars holding the 2-1 lead. Hernandez there to take, that's number 20, Sen there to take the free kick for the Hornets. Hornets all at the top line at the 18. Spread all the way out. Sen plays the side spinning ball in. Meningus and Reeves there. Ball falls to Miller, back to Reeves. Reeves takes the strike and sends it 40 yards over the goal. And a goal kick for the Cougars. Rush Stewart there to take the goal kick. Good ball to the far side. Sen heads it into the air. Meningus there to head it forward for Ben Schumacher. Schumacher, nice settle. Carrying across the box as Clevenger makes the diagonal run. Clevenger recycling. Schumacher cuts it back and Lucina steals. Ball stolen back by Brake. Lost the camera feed. Clevenger plays it in to Meningus. Meningus takes the strike, and Perez is there to win it. Sorry about that. My cord came unplugged. I didn't notice, and the battery went dead. Angle gets a touch up to Dunaway. Over to Edson. Back to Dunaway. He chips it in the air. Boney there to settle. Horton clears it to the sideline, and the Hornets get the throw. Chulimba into Miller. Miller cuts it back into the box. Miller there, one more touch, takes it near post. And the Hornets have tied. It's 2-2. .7:47 is the official time on the clock. Jax Edson subbing out. Hamlin coming back in for the Cougars. Will go to right back as Nangle switches back to left back. Ruben Brake moving into the defensive mid position. Ball played on the restart, out of play. Throw in for the Hornets on the far side. Reeves and Meningus challenge for it. Ball comes to number 12, Brown. Brandon Schumacher wins it in the midfield. Done away to Meningus, connecting to Schumacher and cleared away by Sen. And it's a throw for the Cougars in the attacking third. Hamlin there to take the throw, gets it into Schumacher. Then Schumacher turns into the box. Being defended by number 17, Allen. Drops it for Hamlin. Allen's able to clear. Still in play as Brake is able to win it. Back across for Boney. Boney with the touch into Hamlin. Hamlin carries across the middle. Miller steals. Brake sends it back in. And it was deflected off the ref, so we got the ball back. Brandon Schumacher plays it in. Perez in the air. Gets the touch on it and controls it. Perez shanks it to the near side out of play, and it's a throw for the Cougars. Clevenger back to Nangle, back to Clevenger with space to turn. Clevenger looking at his options as he carries. Miller defends. Clevenger still on the ball, plays it over to Dunaway on the sideline. Dunaway gets through, trying to get to the end line. Holcomb steps in to win it, gets it up to Miller. Miller back into the middle of the field. Plays the driving ball through. Hamlin chasing back. Jason Hamlin decides to clear it away. And it's a throw for the Hornets. 5:30 to play here in regulation. We are tied at 2. The game will go to overtime if it's tied. Lucina plays it in, deflected by Horton and all the way into Stewart to pick up. Stewart driving ball. Gets over the first line as Meningus chases. Meningus gets a touch and AR wanted a foul. There's some confusion there. AR waved the flag for the foul. Center ref said he didn't want it. Hillcrest thought it was a foul, so they kicked it back to the spot. Ball falls to Clevenger. Clevenger looking in. Ball deflected by Lucina. Hernandez clears. Back in the middle of the field. Boney steps in, plays it to Dunaway. Dunaway able to turn. Drops it back to Hamlin. Hamlin looking. Deflected away by Anderson and a throw for the Cougars. Hamlin takes it into Meningus. Meningus chips it into the air into the box. Ball deflected by Hernandez off of Reeves, and it's a corner kick for the Cougars. Fortunate for the Cougars. Under 4 to play. Ben Schumacher on the far side to take the corner kick. Ball to the top. Headed away by Sen. Brake chases back. Settles it down with his chest. Brake able to keep it in on the sideline. Stolen back by the Hornets. Brake gets a touch to get it back. Ruben Brake in the middle. Plays it to the far side to Dunaway, but off the target. And it's a throwback for the Hornets. Allen takes the throw. Deflected away by Dunaway, and another throw for the Hornets. 3 minutes to play. Into Lucina, who heads it forward. Hamlin there. Challenged by Anderson. And foul called on Hamlin. Free kick for the Hornets. Driving ball in. Goes through the line. Miller there. Stewart able to get to it. Sorry for the camera work there, but Miller challenging right at the top of the box as Stewart was able to get a touch to clear. Holcomb sends it into the top. Bouncing ball. Boney shields, and Stewart's able to come up to grab it. Stewart quickly out to Hamlin on the far side. Meningus making the run down the line. Hamlin carrying. Tries to play it back across the middle. Deflected away by the Hornets and out of play. Throw in for the Cougars. Hamlin down the line to Dunaway on the throw. Dunaway trying to find a turn. Gets through. Challenged by Sen. Dunaway plays it down the line for Meningus. Meningus able to turn. Chips it for Schumacher. Then Schumacher down the line. Flag is up. Oh, offside called. All right. 1:30 to play. Allen plays it in. Boney heads it down. Lucina there to win it. Plays it into Miller. Miller chips it back. Breaks there to steal. Break back into the middle. Shanked away by Allen. Comes all the way over to Holcomb. Holcomb possesses. Over to the near side for Chalumba. Carrying down the line. Cuts it back. Stolen away by the Cougars. That's Clevenger. Clevenger connecting down the line for Schumacher. Schumacher being defended by Hernandez. Holcomb comes in and clears all the way back to Nangle. Nangle in the middle for Brandon Schumacher with space. Schumacher looking to play it over the top. Goes through. Meningus there. Meningus plays it across. Clevenger's there. Oh, too deep. Clevenger and Perez come together, and Perez gets there first. Under 30 seconds to play. Boney gets a touch in the midfield. Ball driven to the near side and out of play. And it's a throw for the Cougars. 15 seconds to play. Nangle takes the quick throw to Clevenger. Ball knocked out of play. Cougars ball still. 10 seconds to play. Nangle down the line for Schumacher. Tries to turn. Hernandez gets a touch. Ben Schumacher heads it into the box. Hernandez clears it into the air. And that's the horn. We have overtime coming. We'll go to a 5-minute break here for reset. Then we'll play a 10-minute first overtime. It is golden goal, so if someone scores in the overtime, the game ends. If there's no score at the end of 10, we'll go to a second overtime, another 10 minutes, and then at the end of those 20 minutes, if it's still tied, then it will go to penalty kicks.
They do that all season.
All right, we are going to take a audio break here. We'll send you through the second half recap. 5 minutes on the clock to reset for overtime, and then we'll be back for the first overtime period. All right, we are back, ready to start the first overtime. 10 minutes on the overtime clock. Hillcrest going right to left. Cougars going left to right here in the first overtime period. Like I said, this is golden goal, so a goal from either team ends the game. And that's the whistle. We're underway. Hornets play it back to Reeves. Reeves driving ball through the middle. Chilimba gets the touch. Miller chips it wide over to number 15, Anderson. Back to the top. Chilimba gets a touch, breaks there to clear. Nice touch by Lucina, but Dunaway is able to get to it to play it to the near side for Meningus. Meningus tries to connect down the line to Schumacher, but out of play, and a throw in for the Hornets. Reeves into Chilimba. Number 17, Allen plays it back. Chilimba across the middle. Goes past Brown and cleared away by the Cougars. Meningus, nice touch to get to space. Allen defending. Lucina steps in and clears it away. And a throw in for the Cougars. Lucina down after the challenge. Able to get up on his own and restart with the throw in by Hamlin. Hamlin takes the throw in again after it's knocked out. Then Schumacher, being defended by Reeves, tries to get to the edge. Schumacher into the box. And Reeves deflects it away. Corner kick for the Cougars. Early opportunity for the Cougars in the first overtime. Ben Schumacher on the near side to take the corner. Schumacher chips it in. Perez there, headed in the air by Meningus. Goes to the far side to Clevenger. Clevenger trying to recycle, chips it over the top. In the box, Reeves heads it down. Hamlin there gets a touch in, deflected again. Ben Schumacher there takes the strike. And was it touched by Perez? No. Wide of the goal. Goal kick for the Hornets. Hernandez back spinning ball into the middle. Brandon Schumacher heads it back in. Sen over the top. Horton there. Horton heads it over to the near side for Hamlin. Hamlin being pressured by Chilimba and knocked out of play, throwing for the Cougars on the near side. Hamlin down the line for Meningus. Meningus shielding. Knocked off of his chest out of play. Back to the Hornets. Allen there to take the throw in. Meningus first to touch with the header. Brake plays it in. Sen touches it into the air, falls to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to play Schumacher in. Cleared away by Reeves. All the way to the far side. Stays in play. Clevenger in front, defending Holcomb. Holcomb gets through, chips it back into the middle for Anderson. And it's a throw for the Cougars. Miller chips it into the middle. Brake and Sen chase for it. Sen plays it over the top with his left. Chilimba being defended by Hamlin. Cuts it back into the middle. Chilimba over the top. Ball into the box. Stewart reads it and comes off his line to grab it. Stewart top spinning punt into the middle of the field. Lucina wins the first touch into possession to the back line of the Hornets. Holcomb plays a ball across for Reeves. Reeves touches it down, gets into space, all the way through to Boney. Boney lets it roll into the box as Stewart's there to grab it. Stewart to the near side for Meningus. Ball touched by Allen. Possessed by Reeves, back to Allen, who plays it in. Ball down the line. Chilimba and Hamlin chase for it. Chilimba gets to it. Plays it across the box. Brandon Schumacher off of his shoulder. It's loose as Brake clears it. And foul called on the Hornets on the challenge on break. It's a free kick for the Cougars. Five minutes left in the first overtime. Game tied at 2. Stewart driving ball over the top, gets over the midline, and Reeves is there on the back line to win it down. Chilumba leaves it for Sen. Cross for Miller, chipped in. Nangle there to win it. Stolen back by Miller. Clevenger, nice step in to win it. Finds space. Deflected away by Sen. Falls to Boney. Boney back into the air. Chilumba back into the middle for Miller. Miller chips it in. Deflected off Boney into the box. Nangle gets there and clears it to the near side. And it's a throw for the Hornets. Chilumba there to take the throw for the Hornets. Into the box. Boney heads it down back to Chilumba. Hamlin steps in, wins it off his chest. Challenged into the corner. Hamlin trying to clear. Makes a touch down the line, falls all the way to Ben Schumacher. Schumacher turns to space. Carries across, gets it to Clevenger. Clevenger looking for Schumacher over the top. Makes a touch through for Meningus. Meningus there. Perez at the top of the box. Nice read by Perez to get off his line to kill that threat. Perez drives in. Brandon Schumacher, nice touch all the way up to Ben. Ben takes the strike! And just over the goal. Hit off of the football goalpost and down to the back of the net. Hernandez there to take the goal kick, backspin into the middle. Touched off of Sen's back. I'm sorry, that's number 12, Brown. Miller plays it in. Chilumba. Stewart goes for the tackle outside the box. Chilumba across. And number 15, Caden Anderson, tries to go for the one touch, seeing the open goal and can't get a clean touch on it. Goes out the end line. Goal kick for the Cougars. Stewart went for the slide tackle out of the box and able to disrupt enough. Goal kick restart on the far side by Stewart. Driving ball into the middle. Dunaway first to touch. Able to get it to break, but off the mark. Chilumba cuts it through, gets to Miller. Miller wants to get to his left. Takes the strike and off the mark. Goal kick back to the Cougars. 2:30 to play here in the first overtime. Again, we are in goal and goal overtime. We'll play 2 10-minute periods. If the game remains tied, if at any point a team scores, the game does end. And then after those 2 10-minute periods, we will go to a penalty kick shootout. Rush Stewart there to take the goal kick. First touch by Sen's shoulder. Lucina there. Break plays it back into the middle. Ben Schumacher heads it over Hernandez. Schumacher being defended by Reeves. Has help from behind. Schumacher looking for an option to connect. Cleared away by the Hornets. Back to Nangle, up to Break. Break gets a touch, finds Dunaway. Dunaway sweeps it over to Ben Schumacher. One more to Clevenger. Clevenger carrying to the corner, cuts it back. Another move. Clevenger still on the ball. Poked away by the Hornets. Miller there in the middle. Gets it to Chilumba. Boney steps and clears it all the way up to Dunaway. Dunaway tries to settle. Sen steps in to steal. Sen looking over the top. Ball played in, but too heavy as Stewart's there in the box to grab it. A minute left to play. Stewart throws it out to the near side for Clevenger. Clevenger looking to play over top. Plays it down the line for Schumacher. Hernandez first to touch. Hernandez clears it back down the line and out of play. Throw in for the Cougars all the way in the offensive half. Quick throw in by Clevenger to Dunaway. Dunaway loses it out, and it's a throw for the Hornets. Back into Clevenger. Clevenger chips it in, headed in the air by Lucina. Dunaway tries to settle on the turn. Lucina steals. Lucina carrying, break in front, plays it through. Hamlin there, can't control it as it goes to number 12, Brown. Brown connects to Sen. Cross one more to Anderson. Nice step by Clevenger to win it. Under 10 seconds to play. Ball is loose at the top. Miller got a touch. Horton sweeps it. And that should be the whistle. And we're going to a second overtime. We'll take a 2-minute break and then have the second overtime. Yeah, 2 minutes. All right, we're back and ready for the second overtime. Cougars have the kickoff. Going right to left, 10 minutes on the overtime clock. Cougars led 2-0 at half. The Hornets scored 2 goals to tie in the second half. Now into the second overtime. Horton on the back line. Plays it to Nangle. Miller steals. Miller into the top. Takes the strike. Stewart with the save. And able to fall on it. Stewart rolls it out to the far side for Hamlin. Ball out of play on the dribble throw for the Hornets. Throw into Lucina, who chips it over the top for Brown. Brown to Sen. Drop back to the back line for Holcomb. Holcomb wide to number 6, Chilumba. Clevenger steals, plays it over the top. Nobody's there for the Cougars. Schumacher chasing to Hernandez. Hernandez able to clear. Out of play, Miller actually able to keep it in on the line. Gets it to Chilumba. Ball played across as Hamlin steps to win it. Challenge in the middle of the field. Clevenger there, plays it down the line for Schumacher to chase. Hernandez and Schumacher. Hernandez touches it out of play, and a throw for the Cougars in the attacking third. Schumacher into Clevenger. Clevenger plays it in. Meningus trying to get through, but well shielded by the defender on the far side. Number 17, Allen. Prez holding the ball at the top to set it up. Very close to stepping out of the box on those punts. Boney heads it back to Schumacher, Brandon Schumacher, that is. Schumacher gets a touch wide to Clevenger. Clevenger tries to connect. Miller deflects. Nangle touch, but Miller's there. Nangle, good tackle in. Miller's able to win it back to Holcomb. Schumacher comes in on the challenge. Ball gets through. Sen on the attack. Looking for an option to distribute. Plays the ball across the box. Hamlin's there. Hamlin steps over it, trying to fight back to get it. Drop back to Lucina. Dunaway in front to defend. Falls to Hamlin. Hamlin, good ball all the way up to Ben Schumacher. Drops it back to Meningus. Meningus chips it over the top. Reeves and Schumacher challenge for it. Schumacher gets a touch. Falls to Holcomb. Holcomb able to clear to Chilumba. Chilumba down the line. Clevenger deflects and out of play. Throw in for the Hornets. 7 minutes to play here in the second overtime. Holcomb into Miller. Off his back as Schumacher steps in to win it. Gets it to his brother Ben. Ben tries to get through the challenge on Lucina. Lucina steals. Falls to Miller. Miller gets through the first challenge over to Sen. Sen in the middle of the field. Turns it back. Ball played back to the near side for Chilumba. Steps on the ball and plays it into the middle. Miller steps as Boney steps in to win it. And foul called on Boney. I don't know about that call. Free kick for the Hornets. It is golden goal. 6 minutes left. A goal ends it. That's number 20, Soner Sen, the junior, over the ball. Four-man wall for the Cougars, chipped into the top. Stewart comes up, ball's loose. And it's a goal kick for the Cougars. A lot of contact there. No, I don't think anybody got a touch on it. Let's take a look at that again as the Hornets had several runners in. Stewart goes in the air and a big collision. Restart with the goal kick. Stewart in the middle of the field. Dunaway heads it into the air. Brake chasing for it. Brake plays it over the top. Hernandez gets the header. Holcomb clears back into the middle of the field. Dunaway chasing to the far side. Number 15, Anderson, plays it wide for Brown. Stolen away by Hamlin. Hamlin plays it down the line, deflected by Brown. Anderson gets a touch on it. Hamlin, nice win back. Sen comes in, gets a deflection over to Miller. To Chilumba. Horton, nice step to win it. Sen takes the shot, and Stewart's there to make the save. Clock stop as Hamlin's down in the middle of the field. Hamlin being helped off, 4:30 to play. That hip flexor injury that he's been dealing with has been re-aggravated there. Jax Edson coming in the game for the Cougars. Okay, restart a play on the kick. They're going to play it as a drop ball, actually, so we'll start the clock. Stewart to the far side for Meningus. Meningus and Allen battling for the ball. Knocked out a play, throw in for the Hornets. Sen carrying across the middle. Brandon Schumacher steals, gets held, and draws the foul. Free kick for the Cougars. Dunaway there to take the free kick, plays it short to Edson. Edson back to Dunaway. Dunaway ahead to Schumacher, all the way through to Clevenger. Clevenger and Holcomb go for the ball. Holcomb clears the way on the sideline, throw in for the Cougars. Under 4 to play here in the second overtime. Clevenger into Dunaway. Dunaway settles with his chest. Tries to get through Chilumba. Chilumba clears it. Brandon Schumacher there. Schumacher plays it across for Meningus. Cleared away by Allen all the way to the middle of the field. Brake tries to settle it down with his chest. And out of play, throw in for the Hornets. Allen over there to take the throw. Plays it back into the middle of the field. Sen plays it up to Miller. Miller over the top. Mangle tries to get the touch to settle. Falls to Chilumba. Chilumba carrying down the line. And corner kick is the result for the Hornets. 3 minutes to play. Left-footed Miller over to take the corner kick. Holcomb playing short to be an option. 2 players in the 6-yard box battling with Stewart. Chilumba and Lucina, the ref's going to stop play to tell him to cut that out. All right, Miller, left-footed kick, low ball in. It's loose. Still in trouble, and over the goal, hits the field goal post. And goal kick for the Cougars. 2:20 to play before penalty kicks. Stewart driving ball into the middle. Ben Schumacher comes back, gets a touch. Miller deflects. Schumacher gets it to Edson. Miller back to the ball. Falls to Dunaway. Edson gets it to Brake. Sen pokes it away. Drop back to Sen. Allen plays it in the middle. Ben Schumacher there to steal. Schumacher draws the foul as the pressure came from behind on by number 12, Brown. Free kick for the Cougars, 1:30 to play. Brandon Schumacher back to take the free kick. Schumacher top spinning ball in, gets all the way to his brother Ben. Ben trying to turn, still on the ball. And Schumacher commits the foul. Free kick for the Hornets. Sen takes the free kick over the top. Horton heads it into the box for Stewart to grab. And Stewart goes to ground. Under a minute. Stewart punting to the far side. Out of play. Throw it back to the Hornets. 30 seconds to play. Into Lucina. And handball called. Free kick for the Cougars. Boney takes the restart down the line into the corner and out of play. And 10 seconds left. Hornets take the other throw. Drake chips it back in. Dunaway. And that's the whistle. We are going to penalty kicks. All right, we'll reset for penalty kicks, and we'll be back in the 5 minutes. All right, we are ready to set up for the penalty kicks. We'll play 5 frames, best of 5. If it's still tied after 5, then we will go to sudden death in each frame. Ben Schumacher first to take for the Cougars. Cougars taking the first kick, obviously. Schumacher takes it and puts it in. And the Cougars lead 1-0 in the overtime frames. Yeah, you can put them on the scoreboard, actually. Yeah. Oh, well, why don't you clear the score and make it say 1? You know how to do that? Number 20, the junior Sonner Sen, first to take it for the Hornets. Puts it in the back of the net, and it's tied 1-1. Next up for the Cougars is Titus Clevenger. Leonardo Perez, the senior keeper for the Hornets. Clevenger goes left, and Perez read it, makes the save. Second kick for the Cougars is no good. Bottom of the second frame now for the Hornets. The junior Reeves steps up next for the Hornets. Goes to the right and scores it. And the Hornets lead 2-1. Next up is Nixon Meningus for the Cougars. Meningus sails it over. And it's now 2-1 with Hillcrest a chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead. The senior center back, Jason Hernandez. Hernandez goes left and scores it 3-1. Jackson Dunaway coming up to the line. He has to score to keep him alive. Dunaway scores it. Cougars are alive for another frame. Jackson Miller, the senior, number 10 for the Hornets, coming to the line. If he scores, it's over. That'll be 4-2. Stewart has to save it to get it to the fifth frame. Miller finishes it, and that's a final. Hillcrest 3-2 in penalty kicks with a 4-2 result. Good game for both squads. The Cougars got their first 2 goals, or scored the first 2 goals of the game, I should say. And the Hornets made some adjustments on defense, able to take away their attack in the second half and finish it off in penalty kicks. That's all we have for tonight. I'll send you through the second half recap as we close, through the overtime recap as we close out. We will be back Saturday for the district game at 2 p.m. at Springfield Catholic facing Logan Rogersville. That game will be broadcast on Misha TV. There will be a paywall for that game if you'd like to tune in.